Hello, American. Today is February 25th, 2024, Sunday. It's Solomon here, and welcome to the Solomon TV show. This is where I do the Solomon Chau TV, because I don't watch TV anymore. I've gone off grid. I make my own TV. The first time I saw this was on The Simpsons, when Krusty the Clown had to hide in the desert or something. I forgot what the episode was about. But anyways, he was alone. He ended up alone in the desert. I think Sideshow Bob was trying to kill him, and he was just going off grid in the desert for a while. And it was just Krusty the Clown by himself in some shack in the desert. So he was, I think he was just broadcasting himself and entertaining himself and his pretend audience or whatever. And there you go. I guess most men have to be their own Krusty the Clown. They have to generate and produce their own creative content, using only themselves, because that's all they are going to have with the way feminism in America is treating men, the female dynamic, the feminism dynamic. You probably have been exposed to that already by Karens, but anyways, this is not about that. One interesting perspective is that Warren Buffett's son gave Zelensky, for the Ukraine war, $500 million. $500 million. So 500,000 Ukrainians died thus far 2 years ago. And I know this is true because that's when I started collecting unemployment. That's when I got laid off from my job at, Hackensack. So I collected unemployment. And I know what it's like to lose something important in my life and have something all of a sudden just end. Your income stream just end. I know what that's like. And it sucks, but there's worser things, like losing your life or getting eaten alive by a shark or a crocodile, or in Steve Irwin's case, getting stung by a stingray and losing your life. Not money. I mean, you lose everything. So you build up your reputation, your name, and then some wild animal just kills you. Which is what happens when you're a nobody. You think you're invincible, kind of like young Jackie Chan. But then when you build up, when you're all built up and you have money under your name and reputation, something weird happens, and it's all downhill from there. And this happens to a lot of people. It just happens. That's just how it works. So going back to the Ukrainian war, Warren Buffett, the son, $500 million. I mean, what does someone do with that money? I know it's like back in the day it was about $50,000 for a Humvee. In 2015, after inflation, I don't know. I don't know where the price is now. Maybe $70,000 or whatever. I'm gonna try to cross this. The Ganges over here. So afterwards, what do you do with the money? I mean, did Warren Buffett's son get hoodwinked? Did he get scammed by Zelensky? I don't know. I don't know this Brahmin hood, like this Brahminhood shit is really, really crazy stuff. $500 million. I don't know. That just sounds crazy to me. That's like blood money, and someone's probably going to be dying because of it. And it's just, the unforeseen consequences of this money is going to change lives. That's the bottom line. Better for worse, I don't know. Maybe it'll save Ukrainians' lives, because now you could buy armored proof, Humvees and tanks from Lockheed Martin and Boeing, and buy American technology with AI and drones and shit like that. You'll just upgrade their whole military, or just buy more from Americans. Who would fight Zelensky's war? I don't know. Neighboring countries, just it's just, it's not America's problem. I mean, you're talking about, like 5,000 miles away. I mean, like what the fuck is that? Why would anyone be interested in, except, just to use them or buy time from, Russian domination, from there being another Cold War. Because Russia's just going to keep growing and growing, and their egos just keep getting bigger and bigger. And that's a problem. Population control. You have war for that. People are competing for resources, not just to reclaim the name of former Soviet Union and Russia or whatever the fuck. Ego job. It's probably underlying resources. Water, oil, gas, minerals. Stuff that people don't want to tell you about. That's what the geopolitical stuff is probably what's actually going on. Anyways, those $500 million. So 500,000 Ukrainian lives were lost. That translates to about $1,000 for each life lost. So you have half a million people, and if each one of those people got $1,000 that died, that would be a total of $500 million, which is nothing. So if you armed an army of 500,000 people, 500,000 people, with $1,000 worth of supplies, bulletproof armor, combat boots, an AK-47 and hand grenades or whatnot, that's the bare bone minimums, some combat gloves, helmet, it's still pretty expensive, So I'm pretty sure it's a very much more complicated thing. I really don't know what more money can give someone who's facing such a challenge as being conquered by an entire country like Russia in the modern day 2023. Sounds very primitive. People are still having wars and fighting over resources, but that's the thing. It's just that I live in the United States, and there's we don't have as much of that. I mean, things are lower key, but it's just hood. It's just not, but why do these things exist? People are savage. It's always about money and guns and killings, and people are savage. It doesn't have to necessarily be about war. People can turn anything. Maybe they're autistic, and then, or they're just like diversely wired, like this neurodiversity. They're just sociopaths out there, psychopaths out there. There's people who just don't give a fuck and just start killing because they don't give a shit. High on testosterone, plus the the antisocial thing and psychosis and being psychotic and these giant egos and super intelligence and the criminal mind all in one body, and you just have like this super alpha male like asshole like Nietzsche Superman or some shit, and he just like appears, manifests on this physical plane of the earth, and it's just like, the fuck, why did we have to get this asshole? I don't know. It's just, why is there a silver back male gorilla? Why is there always this asshole around? I don't know. It just is. Why is there a Mao? Why is there a El Chapo or whatever the fuck? There just is. The creme de la creme, or the 1%, or whoever's on top of the pyramid is just competing for Brahmanhood. The king of the hill is just, someone has to be it. The power gap. That's just how it is. You're either playing that game or you're beta male. I'm the other person on the other side of the coin. I don't give a fuck. People think I'm a homeless. I dress like a homeless. I don't care about materialism. I don't want to fall into traps of social validation. I don't have a girlfriend. Just like a stoic mindset. I don't want to give a fuck about giving a fuck. Some people may take this offensive to stoicism, but that's my take on it in the modern world. I don't want to fucking care. I'm just gonna do me, and that's it. Everyone else can go fuck themselves, because they're just too fucking complicated and too fucking selfish and greedy. Everyone's selfish and motherfucking greedy, and I can't take care of anyone else but my own needs and my own perspective and how I want things for myself before taking care of anyone else. And that's how it is. More and more I see these YouTubers about, I'm a girl, I can't find a man, I'm getting older, and women are wondering why they're single at the age of 25. This Superman you're looking for does not exist. Okay? Chad, there's not many Chads out there to begin with. 6 foot tall, minimum of $200,000. Somehow he's this magical man. He has all this money for you. He knows what to do. He knows how to ask you out. He's the nice guy. Also some kind of like alpha male as well, and he's also a doctor and a lawyer and a general in the army. I mean, like, seriously, he's also the NFL quarterback, and he plays in the NBA and stuff like this shit. Like, really, lady? Yeah, that's the kind of women expect to be their husband. And even Tom Brady got divorced with kids and everything. It's just like, lady, this Superman you seek does not fucking exist. No guy out there is like this. No guy out there is like that. Your grandma and your great grandma probably settled for whomever that just floated in the room, got knocked up and had you, and had your mother and your other mother's ancestors, your aunts and your sisters and shit like that. And it's just like, that's exactly how it happened. People were less picky back then. They had arranged marriages. They didn't have a choice. There was scarcity mindset. It was either that person or fucking nobody. Because of the Great Depression, because of communism, because of the war, because of another war, World War One, World War Two, Cold War, Vietnam War, whatever the fuck, baby boomer this, baby boomer that, generational gap this, people don't have a choice. Now you have internet. People think just because they have blonde hair and blue eyes, they get the whole smorgasbord of humanities, greatest, the greats. No, like, much of the people alive are lazy, fat, unable to compromise. They may put on a show for you, and then, after you get married, everyone just gets fat and just stops caring anymore. That's what happens. Complacency. Unless you find this, like, Nietzsche Superman, unless you find, like, a criminal, a mind, like, not like, criminals are the most productive people on the planet. I mean, you have to find this guy, again with the criminal thing, because they're the ones that keep going. They're the ones that keep digging the tunnel. They're the ones who just keep kicking shit and doing their thing. Keep grinding, even in the face of the devil. They're doing their thing. A drug lord from Mexico or Colombia or whatever dug, it's like pulling a Shawshank Redemption, digging a motherfucking tunnel, or getting his people to do it for him to get out of a maximum federal prison. I mean, that's the kind of, like, mindset you need. Just motherfucking, savage to the 10th degree. Most people are not like that. Most people are not at the level of Steve Jobs or Jeff Bezos or Jack Ma or whoever, Larry Page. Most people are probably like, yeah, I'm just going to take a walk in the park like me and just enjoy the sun and call it a day and go to work, my 9 to 5, get my W-2 form. No, girls want Lex Luthor, man. Women want this, like, super asshole, like, Donald Trump kind of a guy. You're not gonna find him, nor will he want you. You want this, like, iconic James Bond, like, evil supervillain, when most guys are probably like Homer Simpson, dad bod, balding, fat, doesn't really give a fuck, tries to get by, acts funny, plays things off with humor, doesn't know all the tax laws, doesn't know this, doesn't know that, doesn't know, like, isn't even aware that all other people have all these, like, social stigmas against him and all these judgments against him just because he's fat and bald and ignorant. I think most guys are like that. Fat, bald, ignorant, just doesn't give a fuck. Then you have these, like, lawyer types who know all these different laws and, like, quotes and like code of conduct and spiritual religious teachings, every single different, like, chapter, and, like, all these different quotes, and, like, what the fuck? I mean, like, you can't hang out with these people because they're autistic and, like, they just fucking know what everything says page by page according to some law book, and it's just like, the fuck? How's anyone else supposed to know all this shit? And it's just like, yeah, you gotta consult the super nerd or some shit, because everyone else is kind of like, I don't give a fuck. Everyone else's, like, thing is, like, treat others as others would treat you. There you go. But these, like, super autistic people have all these rules of conduct and social engineering and schemes and scams and grifts, and it's just like, what the fuck? What in the actual fuck? What in the actual fuck? I remember I took, like, constitutional law because it was a requirement for my college, Rutgers college studies, and I was just like, what the hell are these people talking about? Like, I literally had no idea what a level 300 like law class was about. With all this jargon from the 1800s and colonial presidents. I'm just like, but then I saw Susan's paper one day. I got like a D or a C on mine, and she got like a motherfucking A+. I'm like, holy shit, this girl was intelligent. Not just smart, but intelligent. I'm just like, oh damn. I guess I must be just like some kind of like a dumbass or something. Like someone of her caliber belonged to like a law school. Me, man, fuck no. I don't fucking care. There's a 5,000 page book. What? I don't give a shit. I can't even like. I definitely couldn't be able to read it. I would be able to read it all, but I wouldn't be able to comprehend like or memorize anything important, or use it in an essay or dissertation to defend myself or anyone else in need of a lawyer. It's just like, who would sit through all of this shit? I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Shit. I mean, goddamn. I mean, the amount of like mental exhaustion and God. God. Low value people. I don't know. What I do know is I don't want to care. And because I don't want to care, I'll never have access to that higher sense of learning. Higher. I'm just not cut out for this, Brahmin hood thing. I'm not cut out to be a doctor. I'm not cut out to be a lawyer. It's just too much fucking work. Well, that's what they do. That's what they do up there. The higher up you go, there's a lot of legal contracts and documents you gotta sign, and all kinds of bullshit, and it's just too much. It's too much on a Homer Simpson. He doesn't know what he's just signed. It's best if he didn't sign anything. He just wants to watch TV and have a beer. And he's surrounded by these sharks, these law people. Would he be poor in the world? Would he only have like one home, one property to take care of, the couch that he sleeps on, and a TV? Yeah, that's exactly his life, because he would not be able to emotionally or mentally handle anything else. He's not going to be owning cruise ships and big business and have all these patents and stuff. There was that one episode where Thomas Edison, but he's not going to be doing all this shit. He's going to have his job at the nuclear power plant or the bowling alley and his friends at the bar, and that's it. How is he married to Marge is probably like an older concept, but as evolution takes place, Marge will become like a real estate agent or boss girl or whatever, and Homer will just be where he is, because he can't fucking handle it anymore. He just fucking can't handle it anymore. It's just like he has one car, one home, one television set. He's fat, and he doesn't really care about what his kids do, as long as he's not in trouble for it. That's how I see my lifestyle. I know there are self-improvement people out there trying to encourage guys to be more, but after a certain while, like, you need to be intelligent. Like, you need to read through a lot of different papers and sign things and pay people and pay a lot of tax money, and you would have to reach out and get a CPA and stuff. or even your own lawyer at some time, or your own consultant, and that takes a lot of maneuverability. It's just too much. It's just too much. Jack Ma said himself he liked it. He enjoyed being a teacher, and when he was poor, because he had a much more simple life. Men don't really need that much. Like 3 meals a day, a place to sleep, and knowing that the bills are paid. The comfort that his bills are paid. He doesn't need a woman to be nagging at him, to be buying all these crazy things for her, whatever. To always be buying a bigger home, a nicer car, better clothes, so she can be seen with him in public and build this like socialite circle, which women need or whatever, so they can build their like dynasty or whatever the fuck, But to the guy, does he really care? No. Perhaps if this was another lifetime or in ancient times, and he's trying to build his Age of Empires civilization, then yeah, But this is America and shit, and no one does that shit. It's just like fuck this. It's just fuck this shit. I've seen people live like that actually. But that's not me. That's not me. I don't want it to be me. I don't care about being it me. New York City is just 40 minutes away from here, and that I don't go intentionally there to parade myself around ever. I don't see an opportunity there. They're just trying to make money. It's just a business. It's grimy. It's dirty. It's So I've been here with the camera for almost 30 minutes. The battery's probably gonna die soon. I've been walking and vlogging all at the same time. It's a mystery. I worked 2 days of overtime, so that's an additional 16 hours, 8 plus 8, which is a good chunk of money. But you know what? The taxes just eat it up all anyways, so I'm back to just being a normal ass Momo. If I continued on this path and you fast forward 5 years and then 10 years, then maybe I would be somebody at $50 an hour. I guess I'd just be older, an older Momo, and I'd be telling people I'm like 50 years old or something, and I'd be like, Solomon, you're 50 years old, you're so fucking old. I mean, like, what the fuck? Yeah, because if I'm like 39, 40 right now, 10 years from now, I'm fucking 50 years old. It's already like, holy shit, 50 years old. Like I would imagine people retire. A good age to retire is like 55. Of course, the actual retirement age is 65, but early retirement, 55. Yeah, why not? 55. So I'm not going to be buying anything until the age of. I'm not buying shit, okay? I'm not buying a new, fancy car. I'm not going to be buying a car and a home, car and a home. What things can really like grift you, shaft you of your money? A car and a home. So a cheap car you can get away with. Just get a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic. And the home, you can't cheat a home anymore. Maybe you could find something that's cheap for rent, but you're always renting, and housing in New Jersey or New York City is just super motherfucking expensive, and it's just so hard. Unless you qualify for affordable living housing. So for a single person, that's about $72,000. I think 62,000. I don't know. Let's just say $70,000. I used to qualify, but now, So, anyways, yeah, this is my life now, because this is my socio-economic stratosphere. This is what it looks like. I'm like trapped in this world. I'm not super rich. I'm not super poor. And I'm just kind of smack in between, somewhere in white suburbia. And I'm just trying to avoid everyone, because I don't want to, everyone's just so uptight and high strung. Living in white suburbia, seeing a black person here might give someone a heart attack, or cause them a stroke, even, let alone like an Asian person. So people are sensitive, and I'm just telling you because this is the truth. People are assholes. People are assholes. I'm not saying, yeah, I mean, if I was in the Bronx and I saw like this, like Tyrone motherfucker, I'm gonna start like rolling up the windows of my car. It's just like, likewise, if someone saw me in this white suburban area, they'd probably do the same shit. It's just like, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. Whew. So I'm actually walking up a hill. I'll do a cameo of the hill. I'll do a cameo of the hill. So I watch Tech Lead a lot on YouTube, and he's probably like the super nerdiest version of most Asian people. He has held top Google, Facebook jobs and whatever, and probably knows a lot of coding and grifting and software and YouTube itself much better than everyone else. And he says money didn't really do anything for him. He's like $10 Panda Express. That one time he can go rent a yacht, or he can go to Greece or go to Japan. But he suffers much like all of the rest of us. Child support, getting divorced, alimony, spousal support. It's money is cool, but it's just like, you don't need all this social validation stuff, and status, social status and stuff. You have your car, you have your Toyota Camry or your Jeep, and that's it. You don't need all this crazy shit. And the reason why people need all this crazy shit is the social validation stuff. Is the Mean Girls Club. Everyone wants to go with Nikki and Katie and Bambi and shit. And they're just expending money excessively. Burning you out, burning your wallet out, and it's just like, what the fuck? And that's how it is. And the guy is always like suffering because of it. The child support money, the spousal support money, And, you know, life is unfair, you know. If you're a girl and you're pretty and, you know, you better start grifting some guy for his money and, you know, just pass go and collect $200. You know, just take all the guy's stuff at the same time and just grift all of his money, and just, you know, that's life. Am I the only person with, I don't know, this is a Indian community here. You have Teslas, you have Hondas, you have more Teslas, you have Mercedes-Benz, Subaru. So the Asians here, the Indian Asians here, are quite successful, and they like to buy nice cars as well. And you see this all over the place. You know, some of them are like scientists and PhDs and shit. I'm not gonna unveil any addresses, but that's the Jain Center that we're passing. I don't want to reveal anyone's sacred territory to anyone online because there's creepers out there. It's kind of scary. One of the fathers at the hospital was like, one of the brothers, one of the monks, picked up the phone and was charged $75,000 in the mail because of some cyber criminal, and the FBI had to come and investigate. You know, there's Russian hackers and ransomware and cybercrime, cyber criminals all around everywhere, you know. You just can't trust anyone anymore. And, you know, China's trying to infiltrate the American cyber networks, government, you know, websites and stuff, Social Security, you know, mail, USPS, pharmaceutical industry and all that stuff. You know, everyone's just trying to get into America. You know, infrastructure, and that's what they do. It's money, money, money. It's just like, again, well, what is all this money for? You know, if it's not money, then it's for power. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just sharing you what I'm doing with my time and my money. It has nothing to do with cybercrime or grifting people or me or whatever, chasing girls or whatever the fuck. You know, it's just about nature and taking long walks, and, you know, that's what's up. And then, you know, there are bad people out there. You know, on other side of the human spectrum. It's always about grifting, scamming, and acquiring more resources, hunters and gatherers. Now it's just, you know, why does it gotta be like that? I don't know. It's just like that, you know. People are just fucked, you know. You know, it's like Terminator, Skynet. You know, why does AI just gotta keep killing and destroying, you know, bits of humanity? I don't know. It's just like that, you know. So we're making it to the park. I'll film another set just for the park. So we've been walking for 40 minutes. I'm gonna close up shop, and the next one will be about the park, my park walk. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.